Okay guys, I got this lawnmower here. It's a Boland's, wherever. And carburetor's in there. So I'm going to take off this cover. Got a little, whatever that is, 5/16 or a flathead or whatever. I'm going to pop that cover off. And then we'll see what we got. Okay, so I took that cover off. And underneath it I found an automotive style air filter, nice and dirty. Oh yeah, I'll be blowing that out with compressed air. And then in here we got one there and one there, two more little nuts that holds on this plastic cover, and I'm pretty sure it holds the carburetor on too. So we'll zip them out really quick and we'll get her off. Okay guys, so I took those two out and I got that cover off of there. And what I got here is I got the carburetor, and I got a bolt there and a bolt there to take off. I also got this little linkage that goes up and hooks up to the butterfly valve, and then there's a tension spring that hooks to the little loop there, and it comes out here to the little handle thingamabobber. But and I got this fuel line, so I'm going to take that fuel line off. I got a bolt right here that I'm going to stick in the fuel line so the fuel don't leak out all over the place. I'm going to take out those two bolts and disconnect that linkage, and then we'll have the carburetor off, ready to clean her out. Okay guys, there's the hole. Here's the carburetor. Now on this style it actually has a float bowl. So what you want to do on these is that bowl is full of gas. How did I have you guys set up on here before? I don't remember. How is that? That's not too shabby. So what you want to do on these is, let me find a little drain pan. This little float bowl is held on by a bolt there on the bottom. See that? Yeah, you saw that. And let me see what size that is. It's probably a 1/2 inch or a 13 millimeter. Let me pull off this gasket first. Ooh, that's not a good gasket. Yup, 13 millimeter or 1/2 inch, that'll fit it. Get my ratchet here, and you want to loosen that bolt and take her off. Gas is going to come out while you do this. Alright, and you take that out, and as you can see there's a copper washer around the head of that. You don't want to lose it. And then this float bowl comes off, and you want to make sure it's nice and clean down in there, which this one's not bad. And you got your float inside your carburetor there. It's almost the same deal as in that other carburetor. Right here's that little pendulum needle valve I was showing you guys, but this is the float. Instead of having a little arm, because that was only a little engine, this is a bigger engine, so it's got an actual float. To take this apart, there's a roll pin holding the float in. You take that off and you pull the float out, and out comes the little pendulum needle valve. This one in particular is metal. There's no rubber on the tip. There's also a gasket that goes around here for the bowl when the bowl seats on the float bowl. You want to remove that very carefully and make sure you don't damage it. Now you got your jet or valve or whatever in here where this valve goes. You want to make sure that's clean and blow air through it. And right down in here you also have a main jet, a main fuel jet that puts fuel directly down into the carburetor right here. So you want to make sure that's all open and clear. Use a little carb cleaner, a little compressed air, and that's all there really is to this carb, guys. Then you put it all back together. So let me pour some carb cleaner down in these little jets here, these little openings. A little bit in there. A little bit in there. We'll just dump a little bit all over the place in here. Let it work its way through. And then we'll get my blowgun and we'll blow some air through her. It's actually a hell of a lot cleaner than I really thought it was going to be in here, guys. I thought it was going to be just filthy. But now to put this back together, what you got to do is you got to take your little pendulum needle valve. I can't believe that's clean. And you slide her on there, right in the groove she was sitting in. If she'll stay in there. You slide her in there, that's why I call it a pendulum, because it's just swinging. And you lower her down in the hole. And you stick your roll pin back in to hold it all together. Make sure you put your gasket on for your float bowl the way it came off. Put your nut back in the bottom. Make sure she's snug. You don't have to over tighten her. She only has to be a little snug. Just like that. She's all sealed up, ready to go. Don't forget your little gasket here. This one's kind of shitty. Get her lined up and then put her back together. That's all there is to that one. I'll show you as I put her together. Okay guys, I got the carburetor bolted back on. I got the fuel hose back on. I got the linkage back on up top there. All I gotta do is pop this cover on so I can hook up the little primer to that hose. And then I'll blow that filter out there with some compressed air and we'll see if she fires up. Okay guys, I got this one all back together. She's blew out the air filter and all that shit. We'll give you guys the true first start on this one. We'll give her a couple primes here. Let's see. see if I can adjust the carburetor a little bit, get her idling a little better, and I'll turn you guys back on. At least she's running. Okay guys, I fixed those issues.
Out there, maybe a passing shower later, but most of the day should be just like this. And it's nice. Got some stuff done today outside, which is rare.
What was the matter was that spring I showed you on the carburetor that was hooked to that little loop that hooked to the butterfly. I guess the spring tension was really loose on it. So I tightened it up, you know, I just rehooked it on a couple coils tighter, and boy, it's like a brand new mower now. Check this out. But that's what the matter was with that. It wasn't letting the butterfly valve open enough. So the RPMs were really low on it, and it was sounding and running like shit. So since I bought it, I took the little bead off of the string so the string could go in there farther. I cleaned the carb, I tightened that spring, and I'm going to put the air filter back on it. And the next thing I'm going to do is these wheels. I don't know if you can see them. They're a little wobbly. I'm probably going to put a washer on them. But that's it guys, I got the weed whacker and this running, so we're doing pretty good. 2 for 2. Okay guys, I want to throw this one in there for gigglyable. This is my CS 530 Echo chainsaw. Absolutely love it. They don't make the 530 anymore. I believe it's a 535 or it goes straight to a 540. Comes with a 20-inch bar. Nice Oregon chain. This particular model is, where does it say it? This is 50.1 cc. Now the 535 or the 540, the one that took this one's place, I believe is a 55 cc or a 59 cc. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know it's more than this, and they came out with it a year after I bought this, which kind of pissed me off a little bit. But you're looking for a good saw to do small jobs or big jobs, this is what you want. Like I said, they don't make the 530 anymore unless you get it used. You're probably looking at 535 or a 540. I cannot remember the number, but well worth it. I think I paid $550 for this saw, but it comes with a 5-year warranty for a consumer and a 2-year warranty for a contractor. So that warranty is kind of hard to beat, even with steel or Husqvarna. So and it's just as good a quality. So I haven't run this thing in at least 3 weeks. So we'll do a little bit of a cold start here for them. Pull out the choke lever. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Make sure you got her turned on. Give her a couple yanks until you hear her go. And then push your choke lever in. Fires up every time, which it should, considering it's a brand new saw. But I cut my firewood with this for the last 2 years, and I cut about 8 cords a year. So this saw has seen at least 16 cords, plus I caught 2 cords for this year already. So it's actually seen 18 cords. Runs like the day I bought it. Just keep your blade nice and sharp. I use a file, and every 4 or 5 times that I use a file, then I take them in to get them cut nice. I gotta get one of those chainsaw sharpeners. But yeah man, if you like Echo and you're looking to spend a little bit of money and have one that's gonna last you the rest of your life, go with a 500 or bigger, because the other ones are kind of just toys. By the time you get older, you're gonna need something to cut through a lot of wood, not just trim little trees. But that's my suggestion, and later.